So today's project at the project in the Nest in the Trees is I've got to fix a tree house that I built a few years ago that I rent out. My first building ever, 30 some years ago, 40 years ago. So this is the first tree house I built here, probably about five or 6 years ago. And I've been renting it out. But as you can see, there's a tree coming up through the middle of the roof, and I had been just covering that with rubber. My first approach was I thought I could cover the open, because the tree has to be able to move around in the top of the roof. Because the tree's still alive and it sways with the wind, so the opening has to be bigger. So I had to have some sort of material over it to keep the water out but also allow the tree to move. So I thought rubber, flexible rubber. So I used this here, and as you can see, squirrels and mice, they just chew right through this stuff. So I'll be up on the roof and trying to make it a little safe. So at the top, when I touch, if I need to grab the top of the ladder and pull on it, it won't just kick out. So this will keep it from kicking out. First thing I'm doing up here is I'm going to measure the pieces of metal to create like a cone to attach to the tree and cover the opening, but it has to be able to move around. Okay, got it. All right, I take the regular wood blade off, and I use, this is an old plywood blade. And I put it the same way that you would put it on for cutting plywood. It's pretty dull now, but so job's done. I'm glad to be finally getting off the roof here. I had to cut off originally I just had tarps and rubber, and I had two big branches that made it almost impossible to seal that spot with the tree moving around. So I cut the branches off, put the metal on, made like a shroud around it. Even though there's space here, I'll fill that inside with some wire, and this way the tree can move, the shroud can move, and the water will just go back onto the roof the way it's supposed to. The moral of the story is never put a tree inside of your tree house. Big mistake.